Christopher, was the speed today that you had, was that because of the starting up front and being able to maintain that, or did the car actually have a lot of speed to stay up there?
I mean, we were a good car. You know, we weren't the best car by any means. We weren't even a second place car. We realistically probably should have finished 5th to 10th. And even if I felt like if we started, mid-pack towards back, we were still probably going to run 5th to 10th. That's just kind of the speed we had. We just lacked 5% of what we needed to be the best cars. So just could never quite get there for whatever reason, but fortunately we were able to kind of make something out of it there at the end, and just wish we could have been on the other end of it.
Was there anything you could have done to Denny outside of obviously wrecking him? Was there anything that you could have done differently?
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't a teammate, I definitely could have been a little more aggressive, just like into 3, and put him in a really, really bad aero situation. But the odds of one of us wrecking were pretty high, and I want to make sure JGR car at least won the race. It would have not been a good Monday morning meeting if I go in there and do something and wreck us both, and somebody else wins. So yeah, I was trying to be smart about it, but obviously just going for the win too. And just needed to have the back of the Camry be about 3 or 4 inches shorter. I feel like if I could have, I was all but clear, just couldn't quite do it.
Your teammate Bale said he was on edge when he was spun both those times. How on edge were you and your car as well?
I thought my car was really, really stable. Truthfully, I was a little too tight all day. I felt like that was what was keeping us from being the best. And there at the end, coming to the white flag, that was the first time I really got like big time sideways all day long. So yeah, I think part of the reason why Bell was as fast as he was is he was probably a little freer than us, and it just made the difference. Obviously when he was out by himself, but that's also probably why he spun out too. So yeah, just a tough situation.
If you had not gotten big time sideways chases, you just said, do you think you still could have raced him that last lap?
I don't know. I mean, he was doing such a good job of just pinning me so tight that I couldn't really do a whole lot. But yeah, I mean, certainly as I ran, I felt like if I could have stayed there one more lap, I don't know. It's so hard to say, right? I mean, I was 2-3 inches away from clearing him a couple times and just couldn't ever get it done. So, yeah, I don't know. Denny was probably the best car, so it's going to be hard to just pass him. Even with the tire advantage, I couldn't do it. But, yeah, I don't know. I definitely think if it wasn't a teammate, I could have done a lot of things different to potentially win the race. Yeah, I didn't want to screw one of the JGR cars.
How different was the new tire?
I mean, it's hard for me to even talk about just because the stuff I'm driving now is so drastically different than what I was driving before. I honestly can't even comment on it.
Did the restart feel similar to the opening of the race with no rubber on the track? Is it being on the front row?
A little bit. It was just different. I'm on 2 tires, and at that point of the race, I know exactly what my car's capable of. Where at the beginning, you don't really know, right? So, yeah, I don't know. It was somewhat similar, but just the pace was so because the last restart, I drove wide open through 1 and 2, and I never would have done that at the beginning of the race. So, yeah, just similar, but not quite apple to apple.
Here with James Small. I know you guys want to be one position better, but let's just start with the day, this crazy race. What was it like as a crew chief just calling this race with the ups and downs of it?
Yeah, there was a lot going on. It was a pretty typical Dover race until, at the end there, we kind of got in a hole there. We had a fueling problem in the second stage and got really, really short on fuel. So we were just kind of managing that and knew at one point we were going to have to take our lumps there, which happened, in the green flag stop in that 3rd stage. So, that's where we lost our track position for a bit, got stuck a lap down, had the wave, and then, it was good, at the end there that kind of saved us. I feel like we had, a 3rd, 4th place car today, and having the ability to come and take rights there, and Chase did a really good job on, those 2 of those last 3 restarts to get in position. So, shame we couldn't get it done, but at least one of us won.
Yeah, that's Chase about the car. If it was starting up front because of the metrics, if it had speed or if it was just track position, he said something similar. It was about a 4th and 5th place car, but running up there at the end with Denny, what are you telling him to not be too aggressive to where you wreck a teammate or something?
We didn't have any of those conversations, but I think he knows, he knows the deal. And you saw, the 20 and the 11 racing hard there a couple of times today, and Christopher coming off second best. So it's a very difficult situation when it's your teammate, and I guess Coach wouldn't be too happy if we both wrecked or we wrecked one of them. So I'm just glad, we brought it home for a 1-2.
And you've had some amazing runs there with the number 19 with Briscoe today. How's it feel to have that 19 up front at Dover?
Yeah, really good. It's one of our best tracks as a group. We had arguably one of the greatest drivers ever at this track, the last few years. So, yeah, it was good. still working away. There's a few things we can improve, and yeah, overall it was a solid day, and good to come away with P2.
Jared Haas with Frontstretch.com. Come back more for some great racing video content. And if you like us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.